Right now at 6, Seneca police asked the public for help to identify a man involved in an armed robbery.
And we've got a cold start to the day out there, but it will be a little warmer this afternoon. Details in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, how cases of bird flu, some close to home, are impacting local restaurants.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's now January the 27th. It is Monday, by the way.
Yes.
And I know we folks in Seneca definitely need some help locating that armed robbery suspect, but it always makes me wonder, like, why are our security cameras, surveillance cameras, they produce such low resolution images, but
yes,
we've got the ability on a cell phone to take a picture of the folks in our control room from this distance, clear as a bell, as if they were right in front of you. There's got to be a solution somewhere. We need to help folks because it's we got to improve this. We got to make it better.
I agree. There you go.
Maybe that's what that Velveeta to go stuff is for.
Oh, here we go.
Put cheese on the camera, and then it'll take better pictures for you.
There you go.
All right. Well, while you are getting some cheese to put on whatever, we're going to take a look outside. Don't put cheese on the roads, okay? That's probably not a good idea. I wouldn't. There's a lot of places not to put cheese, but fries, I guess, are a good spot. So if that's what you're going to do today, not a bad day to do it. It's going to be a little warmer later. I would wait a few hours before you go out because it's cold, but it looks good. Clear skies downtown Pittsburgh. Clear skies from 7th and Range Line in Joplin. Traffic is moving right along, and they hopefully are still moving right along at 20th and Range Line in Joplin. MoDOT camera there, and back to Kansas. KDOT camera south to Pittsburgh. Also looking pretty good as well. Let's take a look at the future track into the afternoons. We have west winds occasionally gusting to 20. Well, look at these temperatures by noon. Already most of us in the low 40s out there, and eventually mid, maybe even upper 40s across the region. But the one thing you won't see is clouds. We've got plentiful sunshine today, which will certainly help us look and feel a lot warmer. And even though it's going to be breezy, it won't be so breezy that it'll be miserable. Just a little breezy. We're at 17 in Joplin right now, 16 in Pittsburgh. So again, a very cold start to the day. Around the region, temperatures mid-upper teens for most of us. We got some 20s, Anderson, Cassville, and Bentonville, but that is about it so far. But again, worry not, it will start to warm up a little later. Kids get on the bus this morning, upper teens, low 20s, clear skies, and calm winds. So that's the thing. It's cold enough. Thankfully, the winds are calm. It doesn't feel any colder than what it already is. And then those west winds occasionally gusting to 20, still clear, and around 45 when the bus brings those kids home. And again, that's about where our highs are headed. Mid, maybe upper 40s out there, clear. Just a beautiful day, just a wee bit on the breezy side. Now, this isn't bad. This is actually getting us pretty close to right where we should be for this time of year, but it's going to get even warmer yet. We'll go over those details with you. Talk about some rain chances down the road here in just a few more minutes. Lise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, Seneca police are trying to identify a man involved in an armed robbery Saturday night. A male entered Darla's liquor store on the state line. He brandished a firearm and demanded money. After taking the money, he assaulted the store clerk, hitting him. The suspect then fled, and attempts to locate him were not successful. The clerk was treated at a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Seneca police are seeking assistance to ID the suspect. Anyone with information is encouraged to reach out. A Sarcoxie man is dead following a fatal crash near a villa in Jasper County Saturday morning. The crash occurred near the 116 Liberty Road about 7:30 Saturday morning. Jasper County deputies, Villa Fire, and Mercy Ambulance responded. A pickup traveling east struck a concrete culvert. Mike Wilkerson of Sarcoxie was the single occupant. He was not wearing a seatbelt according to a preliminary crash report. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. Carthage firefighters were alerted to a head-on crash near Baker Boulevard on West 52nd around noon Sunday. An SUV and Camaro had collided at highway speeds at the crest of a hill. All 3 people involved in the crash would seek medical care, one suffering serious injuries. Missouri State Highway Patrol tells KOAM on scene the crash occurred as the black SUV crossed the center line. They say the driver was distracted looking at the vehicle's dashboard maps navigation screen. Traffic was diverted along West 52nd for a little over an hour. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. And with the bird flu currently impacting parts of the nation, affecting more than an estimated 130 million birds, local restaurant owners say the price of eggs is on the rise. However, business owners say they're taking measures to keep their prices at bay. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has the story.
Egg has jumped $30 from December.
Ismael Ringel is the owner of Panacea Cafe in Joplin. She has several items on her menu that require one main ingredient, eggs.
Most of our items will have to have some egg at some point because like the fillings, everything, if we have to seal them together.
Ismael Balazi is the owner of Farmhouse Cafe in Frontenac. He says he also is feeling the pain of rising egg prices.
These, they went up to $65 a case versus $19 a case. So that's like 3 times the price.
But how do Ringel and Balazi handle the increased egg prices without giving that increase to customers?
Hey, if it's slow day, you can go home early.
We depend on local customers. You know, we can't just go up on price, just raise the eggs because there's like 200 items in my menu.
The co-owner of Toast, Heather Horton, says she solves this problem by buying her eggs locally.
From the Radley Dirt Patch, and then we also use Fat Bottom Grill Farms. The egg shortages and the prices hiking, that doesn't affect us as much.
Ringel says her workers are like family to her. She helps them no matter where they are.
Help them out too because we can't just chop out all the hours and, expect them to be okay out there.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Horton goes on to say, in her opinion, the more you buy locally, the better. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Meta plans to spend billions of dollars this year, mainly to expand their artificial intelligence. Plus, President Trump and the President of Colombia pause their feud over migrant deportations as a new agreement ends their trade war. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch this morning. The start of tax filing season is less than a week away, and the IRS will begin accepting 2024 federal tax returns today. The deadline to file will be April 15th, and the agency's direct file program will also be open in 25 states. Now, it allows eligible tax filers to file their taxes directly with the IRS for free. This year, some filers may also get a separate check from the IRS in the next several weeks. The agency is sending money to 1 million people who were eligible for the 2021 recovery rebate credit and didn't claim it on their taxes that year. Existing home sales fell last year to their lowest level in nearly 30 years. The National Association of Realtors said Friday sales of previously owned homes, which make up most of the market, totaled just over 4 million in 2024. And that's the lowest level since 1995. Sky-high home prices and elevated mortgage rates are to blame. The median price of an existing home reached a record high of $407,500 in 2024. And the average rate of a conventional 30-year fixed mortgage reached a peak of 7.22% last year. If you have to spend money to make money, Meta should be rolling it in soon. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says his company plans to spend up to $65 billion this year. Where's all that money going? Well, mainly to expand massive data centers needed to power artificial intelligence. Meta is betting big on AI to power algorithms across its products like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Zuckerberg also said Meta plans to continue hiring significantly to help develop AI. And Target has become the latest company to announce a rollback of diversity initiatives. In a Friday statement, Target said it was ending its 3-year diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. The retailer also announced it was going to stop participating in all external diversity-focused surveys. It is also going to evaluate corporate partnerships, and Target says it remains committed to inclusion for its employees and customers. Target's announcement comes amid pressure from right-wing activists and lawsuits from conservative legal groups. The decision also follows President Trump's executive order that placed federal employees in DEI programs on leave. Well, this morning, an apparent pause in the public spat between President Donald Trump and the president of Colombia over migrant deportations. The overnight agreement halting a trade war between the two countries. Meanwhile, today, Trump is turning focus to his domestic agenda, attending the House GOP retreat at his club in Florida. Jared Hill has more from New York.
President Donald Trump, back in Florida for the first time since moving back into the White House, is preparing to host Republican House members for meetings at his Doral resort today. The focus, domestic policy, as an international showdown seems to have cooled. Overnight, the White House said the U.S. and Colombia had reached a trade war-ending agreement over deportations. Over the weekend, Colombia's President Gustavo Petro refused to accept U.S. military deportation flights, saying the U.S. cannot treat Colombian migrants as criminals. President Trump threatened a travel ban on top Colombian officials and 25% tariffs on Colombian exports, which would have doubled after a week. Petro initially stood his ground, announcing his own tariffs on U.S. goods, writing, "Your blockade does not scare me." But last night, the White House said Colombia's government has agreed to all of President Trump's terms, including the unrestricted acceptance of undocumented migrants from the U.S. without limitation or delay. This as the Trump administration ramps up deportations nationwide.
We are going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Vice President J.D. Vance defended Trump's efforts on CBS News Face the Nation, including the president's executive action allowing agents to make arrests in churches and schools.
I desperately hope it has a chilling effect on illegal immigrants coming into our country.
According to ICE, hundreds of migrants have been arrested over the past few days, including nearly 1,000 on Sunday alone. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Colombian officials posted on social media last night that they are traveling to the U.S. soon for high-level meetings, adding that diplomatic channels of dialogue will be maintained to guarantee the rights, national interest, and dignity of Colombia's citizens. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, the Skywatch Storm Tracker. It is clear out there. No precipitation, no clouds. The only clouds are down across parts of south central Arkansas. Skies are clear and it is chilly. Well, it's downright cold to start the day. A little warmer later. We'll have details on your forecast here in just a few more minutes.
The sport of cup stacking is catching on. Over the weekend, about 120 cup stacking athletes are in Wisconsin for the winter stack up. Talil Maholden reports on all the fun.
Quick hands and an intense focus. That's how 12-year-old Iker Castro helped his relay team take home the blue ribbon.
Feels good that you know that you got first place and that you tried your best and you achieved your goal.
At Olympia Brown Elementary in Racine,
the ice stackers.
Dozens of athletes from all over the country are competing in the Wisconsin Winter Stack Up.
Really helps kids develop good sportsmanship. It helps them build confidence and focus on something that they can immediately see improvement on.
USA Sports Stacking Director Lisa Berman tells me the sport has grown quite a bit since it began in the 80s. With some of the best stackers competing on an international stage. Randy Olmstead, a member of the national team, is one of the sport's most elite players.
As I've grown older, the community keeps me around. I love the network of people that I have met from different countries and the opportunities that it has gave me.
With some help from the pro,
right, left,
I decided to give it a try.
Did that wrong. I don't remember the reverse.
And it's a lot harder than it looks. Whether you're new to the sport,
inspires me to be better and to one day try to be like that.
Or a pro.
I get quite sweaty stacking cups.
Everyone here says there's fun to be had.
All right, pretty cool. Let's head over to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Has this been going on since the 80s? I mean, Really? Why are we not doing this now?
Get some cups. Let's stack.
Go to the break room. Get those styrofoam cups, because
uh-huh.
I think we could probably beat some of those people.
Oh, sure.
Oh, we've got temperatures that are going to be great for cup stacking, I suppose. We'll take a look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 6:22 on this Monday morning, and I have learned during our commercial break that apparently cup stacking was being taught in elementary schools to some of the folks who work here. I'm in awe about this, and I feel as though I've missed my life's calling. But since I missed it, here I am, and I will tell you about the weather, and I'll tell you that it's going to start to get a little warmer. By noon today, we're already into the low 40s out there. Looking pretty good. No clouds. Sunny skies. It'll be a bit breezy, though. West winds occasionally gusting to 20. And eventually, as we head into the evening and overnight hours, those winds will shift out of the southwest, and they might increase a bit, gusting upwards of, say, about 20, 25 miles an hour. Our temperature's still cold tonight, but about 10 to 12 degrees warmer than they are right now. So by this time-ish tomorrow, we're looking to be into the upper 20s and maybe even some low 30s. We still have clear skies tonight. We still have clear skies tomorrow, but tomorrow we're going to be a little warmer. Look at these temperatures by noon tomorrow. Instead of being into the low 40s, we're now into the upper 40s, pushing close to 50. That's ahead of highs heading to the mid 50s for tomorrow. Still breezy though. Southwest winds occasionally gusting upwards of 20. Tuesday night into Wednesday. Yeah, it's chilly again, but now look at these temperatures. Mid-upper 30s out there to start the day Wednesday. Maybe some clouds. We'll be gradually increasing a bit. So we're going to go partly cloudy to mostly cloudy as we head into Wednesday. And that is ahead of some rain chances. Now, they won't really start to get here until late Wednesday evening into the overnight hours. And they'll be scattered initially, but we're looking at some okay rain chances as we head into Thursday and Friday, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. Right now, though, it is cold. 17 in Joplin. Skies are clear, but again, thankfully, the winds for now are calm. They'll pick up a little bit later, but they're calm now, so it doesn't have to feel any colder than what it already is. It doesn't need any help feeling any colder. Around the region, take a look at that, though. It's now down to 12 in Iola, and that appears to be the cold spot. We've seen 20s here and there, 20 in Nevada, 20 in Cassville, 21 in Bentonville is the warm spot. Most of us still hanging out in the mid-teens, but as I mentioned, eventually we'll start to progressively warm up. Once we get that sunrise, get the sun up there, we start getting those winds bringing in some warmer air. So low 20s to start, upper 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, sunny skies continue, breezy, west winds 10 to 15 with those occasional gusts up to 20. I'll be making about the mid 40s out there for most of us. Some of us a little warmer, some of us a little cooler. You guys know how it is around there. It's about 30 tonight, falling gradually through the 30s through the evening hours. Still clear overnight. Winds shift out of the southwest 5 to 10. So the actual sustained winds will be lighter, but we could see occasional gusts higher than what they'll be today, pushing about 25 miles an hour. Over the next few days, again, much warmer tomorrow, mid-50s, upper 50s, near 60 Wednesday. Rain Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, low 50s, still not bad, above normal. We go into the weekend a little cooler on Saturday, not bad on Sunday. We'll see some additional rain chances as we head into the next work week. The main thing here is, for the most part, temperatures at or just a bit above normal across the area. So we'll have a chance again to thaw out. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, topping Health Watch this morning, doctors are trying new ways to treat opioid addiction with mixed results. A study by UC San Francisco tried microdosing patients with rifampicin, which is one of the most common treatments for opioid use disorder. Using higher doses of the drug could cause withdrawal, so doctors tried lower doses, but they say it wasn't as effective. Heart transplant patients on Medicaid have a lower survival rate. A study by UCLA highlighted health disparities for low-income patients, showing that Medicaid patients who received a new heart had a higher chance of developing a condition called CAV, which is the leading cause of death following a transplant. And if you're having trouble keeping your New Year's resolution, there may be a scientific reason. A study by the University of South Australia found it takes far longer than 3 weeks to establish a new habit. In fact, habit formation usually starts within around 2 months, but can take as long as a year. Important thing is to not give up if you slip up. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, community members come together to help each other grow with a seed swap.
And it is cold out there this morning, but it will be sunny. Still a little chilly, but warmer. Details in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Carthage Humane Society offers pet owners the chance to access services at a discounted rate.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:29. I'm Elise Snowe.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. Maybe I got too much sleep. There's just too many things that are striking me as hilarious this morning, so I apologize in advance. It is the 27th of January, though.
Yes, it is.
I don't even know what it is that's so funny right now either.
What?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
I was dying of a cough for like a split second. Maybe
okay,
that's what you were laughing at.
I doubt it.
My suffering.
Yes, frequently we laugh at each other. It's how we get through the mornings, you know, really. Because we do. We all like each other here most of the time. We get along pretty good sometimes. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know what's so funny. Hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your Monday. Mondays can be rough, and we're just going to go right along here.
Blah, 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 blah.
There we go. Let's take a look outside before it really does turn into that, because if I make that sound too long, I'll just continuously make that sound. Oh, you have been, I've got her laughing too hard. We're looking good though. Skies are clear. Trevor, you're not helping. What is it today? It's Monday. Happy Monday. We're looking good though. Let's take a look at 7th and Range Line. Also pretty good. Clear skies across the region. Clear skies, 20th and Range Line, MoDOT camera there. So we'll head back over to Kansas to the KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh. And it is looking good. They've got it zoomed out a little further than it was last week. So for a moment, I wasn't sure what exactly was going on with all that light, and I realized it's just zoomed out a little further. On to the future track, clear skies. It's going to be a bit breezy. We'll have occasional winds out of the west gusting about 20. Otherwise, temperatures looking great today. They're right about normal, maybe just a little above normal, and then we're going to go way above normal. By this evening, starting to fall back through the 30s. Clear skies through the whole day. That's the easy part of this forecast. 17 in Joplin, 18 in Pittsburgh. So it is cold now. Thankfully, the winds are calm right now, so it doesn't feel any colder than what it already is. But we got 12 in Iola as the cold spot. Bentonville is the warm spot at 21. Most of us into the teens. So kids getting on the bus certainly are going to want that coat. We're talking upper teens, low 20s when the bus picks them up. Clear skies though, and again, calm winds. Then when that bus brings them home, a bit breezy. West winds 10 to 15, occasionally gusting to 20. So thankfully nothing that's going to send the trash can into the neighbor's yard, but still a bit breezy. Mid 40s when the bus brings them home, and that's where our highs are headed today. Mid to upper 40s, clear skies, and a little bit on the breezy side. It'll be breezy tonight, it'll be breezy tomorrow, but all that breeziness is bringing in much warmer temperatures. In fact, we're looking to go 10, 15 degrees above average. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, Paw Prints on the Heartland held its 25th anniversary celebration Sunday in Pittsburgh. The organization started out in an RV doing spay and neuter clinics all across southeast Kansas until they needed a permanent location. Now their operation has expanded to a cat adoption center as well, and they hope to get a van once again to return to their roots while still having their permanent location.
There's such a problem with animals not being fixed, and as you well know, anybody that lives around Pittsburgh, we've got cats and dogs everywhere. And I think to date, in the 25 years, there has been 93,000 spay and neuter in the last 25 years.
And one of Paw Print's fundraisers this year includes a drawing for a trip to Branson. And the Carthage Humane Society offered low-cost services for the community as part of their Love Your Pet Day fundraiser. Love Your Pet Day is just one way for Carthage Humane Society to share love with the community and their four-legged family members.
We're bundling it, so if you get a nail clip, you get their microchip, and we're giving them a little paw print of their animal that's a clay form. It's bundled for $30. So you're not going to find that anywhere else, and I think that's something that's very important, a peace of mind for them to be able to affordably do something.
Many of the dogs and cats at the Carthage Humane Society's care, are sponsored for adoption, meaning adoption fees on some animals can be as low as $0. And Joplin residents got a chance to swap books Saturday at the Joplin Avenue Coffee Company. The event was partnered between the coffee company and the Joplin Public Library. Now, the swap gives residents a chance to exchange books that they no longer want for ones that they do. Now, it also gives residents a chance to socialize and meet others who may share similar interests in certain genres with them.
It's really interesting to see what books people bring in, what everyone's reading. It's also great to just see the interaction with people that maybe didn't know each other before they came in here, and then they're just sharing and swapping books.
Well, the next book swap is going to be at the Joplin Public Library on February 22nd. And Saturday was National Seed Swap Day, and Empire Market partnered with Shirt Glades and Ozark Gateway to host their own seed swap. Attendees were allowed to bring their own seeds and ask questions of the master naturalists on their plants. They were also showcasing how the market's community garden impacts the community.
A lot of people want to preserve certain species like heirlooms and stuff, and oftentimes if you get into saving your own seeds, you have a whole lot and you're like, I can't grow all these. So you can kind of exchange them with different people. Our goal with our native seeds is that we really want to encourage people to grow native plants. And so a lot of us have our own native plant gardens and figure, anything we can do to give people seeds for free will help them start their native garden.
Attendees didn't have to bring seeds in order to participate. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. TikTok's parent company gets a U.S. proposal for a 50% stake in the social media app's U.S. business. And we have a chilly and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, the unusual weather that hit Louisiana last week put its agriculture industry to the test. The extreme temperatures could make or break a season when it comes to sugarcane and crawfish. Elizabeth Borges explains why some farmers say the big chill could be a big win for them.
Crawfish is a multi-million-dollar industry here in Louisiana. So when Four Oaks Farm in Morganza looked like this, there was concern for this year's season.
But after checking traps after today and yesterday, it's kind of like it didn't even mess with them at all.
Garrett Fry, a crawfish farmer at Four Oaks, says this year's crawfish are thriving, even after the snow.
Test traps are showing a significant amount of crawfish, and I just think it's going to be a pretty solid season.
Last year's freeze caused a shortage of crawfish because it came after a long drought. With just the cold weather, the crawfish are doing just fine, according to Fry.
Well, if you get a really hard freeze, it'll make them go in the ground, but they're going to come right back out as soon as it warms up. They will. They've been around for a long time, so they can adapt pretty well to harsh conditions.
Another crop that did not do too well last year was sugarcane. So this year's record temps was a bit alarming.
The 5 degrees without the snow blanket that we had could have been an issue, but that's even more unusual than the snow.
Martin Fry, owner of Four Oaks Farm, says the sugarcane was insulated because the snow fell on it before the temperatures dipped to single digits. While the tops of the cane didn't do as well, what's in the ground is what matters most.
I think the lowest temperatures we've read down 3 to 4 inches was 38 degrees, which means that the cane in the ground is going to be perfectly fine, and we shouldn't have any issues this spring when it warms back up.
Fry says sugarcane is crucial to Louisiana agriculture, and the blanket of snow was an unusual blessing.
Well, TikTok's parent company has received a proposal for its U.S. operation. According to a person familiar with the deal, San Francisco-based artificial intelligence company Perplexity AI is proposing a merger that would allow the U.S. government to own up to a 50% stake in the social media app's U.S. business. It comes after TikTok was taken down for a few hours last weekend due to a U.S. law banning the app unless it had cut ties with Chinese parent company ByteDance. The app returned before President Donald Trump signed an executive order delaying the ban for a few months. Neither ByteDance nor TikTok have responded to requests for comment on the proposal. The Mel Gibson directed Flight Risk flew to the top of the box office in its debut with an estimated $12 million domestically. Mufasa the Lion King is still roaring strong with close to $9 million for the second spot. And the female-led comedy One of Them Days rounded out the top three with around $8 million in its second weekend. And Krispy Kreme hopes your love with Grow for its new Valentine's Day themed donuts. The Hearts in Bloom collection with sweet names like You Make My Daisy and Love You Bunches can be purchased in a special flower bouquet box starting today. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Oh, we've got ourselves again. It's a cold start to the day. If you're heading out, you definitely want to bundle up because it is in the teens. We'll show you temperatures in a moment, but it looks nice. Take a look at these skies. It is clear over downtown Pittsburgh, looking great. We'll head over to our camera at 7th and Rangeline. Also looking fantastic as well. Of course, as long as traffic is moving, that's the main thing here. Unless the light's red. We've covered that too. You don't want to be moving when the light, you get the idea. All right, clear skies, 20th and Rangeline. MoDOT camera there. KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue. No traffic lights in this particular stretch, so traffic should be moving, and it is at a good speed as well. On to the future track through the afternoon. We're looking to be into the low 40s by noon today. Highs eventually mid, maybe even some upper 40s out there. A bit breezy, otherwise not too shabby. And it's going to be a lot better over the next couple of days. As if today isn't going to be good enough, it's going to get even warmer, which would be nice because it is not warm right now. It is 17 in Joplin, 16 in Pittsburgh. I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm over the teens. I'm done with this freezing cold weather. 12 is where we're sitting in Iola. And these aren't the fields like this is just where it is. 12 in Iola. Temperatures for most of us into the teens. That's the cold spot. The warm spot, Bentonville, sitting at 21. Kids getting on the bus this morning again. We'll definitely need that jacket. We're looking to be upper teens, low 20s. Clear skies and calm winds, thankfully. So no wind chill to worry about. Won't feel any colder than what it already is. And about 45 when the bus brings them home. West winds 10 to 15, occasionally gusting to 20, and we'll have those clear skies out there. We're going to have another look at your forecast here in just a moment. We're also going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, but first, here's what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, David Begnaud has a very special Begnaud's America. He's going to dip into his Dear David mailbag where, do my eyes deceive me? Not one, not two, but is it really three people, yes, who are going to put a smile on your face? A lot of stories. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for those Monday birthdays. We're going to start in Carl Junction with Dylan Sewell, celebrating birthday number 9. Says, happy birthday from your family, and we love you.
And in Alba, happy 15th birthday to Gavin Peaches Coffee. Now, Gavin is the son of one of our TMOs here, Tim Coffee's, and it says here, happy birthday, buddy, love, Pops.
And in Frontenac, Lillian Inch celebrating birthday number 16 today. A very happy birthday to you, Lillian.
And happy 21st birthday to Evan Sisney and Gerard. It says here, love mom, dad, Aiden, Marley, Quinn, grandparents Hanson, and Prettyman.
And we're heading back over to Pittsburgh for Kim Loffmiller, celebrating birthday number 46. Says, with love from mom, dad, Ava, and Cannon.
And in Grove, happy 71st birthday to Charlene Lee.
And then back north to Gerard we go for Fred Reynolds, celebrating birthday number 71 today. Happy birthday, Fred.
And another 71st birthday, 3 in a row. Wow, how about that, to Gail Busby in Chanute. Happy birthday.
All right, that's an impressive celebration. We also have an anniversary. This would be the 8th anniversary for Samuel and Jessica Pease. over in Oswego says, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. We love you. Joe, Rebecca, and Harvey.
And in Crestline, happy 12th anniversary to Ben and Tara Hutto.
And our list does continue as we head over to Humboldt, where Bobby Adair is celebrating birthday number 52.
And happy birthday to Joe Serwinski in Columbus, celebrating birthday number 83. Happy birthday.
And we've got Robin Cobb celebrating another year wiser as well. Another fantastic list of birthdays and anniversaries. We want every list to be just as fantastic. Elise, what can they do to help us out?
Go ahead and submit those birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos and messages to meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen. That's very important. And it's also important to include the date of your celebration as well when submitting.
It certainly is, because as we've mentioned, if you send us one of those birthdays today and you don't tell us when it is, then we presume you're sending it today because it's tomorrow. So you got to let us know. There's nothing wrong with getting them in early. You just got to make sure that we know when it's supposed to be. All right, let's look outside, shall we? We're going to start with our camera downtown Pittsburgh, pointed it back to the east. Look at those colors, man. Doesn't it look just absolutely wonderful? As I said, it's very cold out there, but oh boy, just a beautiful sunrise. Great way to start the day with a nice look outside, clear skies, because the last couple of days it's been gray and dreary and it just makes you tired. I don't know about anybody else, but I was sleepy all day yesterday. It was gray, it was cold, it was breezy, it was just, wow. But this, much better. And it's going to be that way, at least for the next few days. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin. It is looking back roughly to the northwest. So we're looking 20th Street west that way and north on Range Line the other way. So the Bel Air Center puts it about northwest. Looking good as well. Let's take a look at the future track, because at least for today and tomorrow and the majority of Wednesday, there's not much going on. It's gonna be nice. I'm one of those people, we've had our snow, we've had our cold weather. I'm ready for spring, not summer. I'm not ready for 80-degree temperatures, but I'm ready for some 60s, and we're going to get pretty close to that here soon. We'll talk about that in just a moment. As for today, we're going to have about the low 40s by noon. We're going to have some gusty west winds, but nothing too crazy, not 30, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts like we've seen. It's going to be somewhat manageable. And we're going to continue to warm through the day, and no clouds, sunny skies. We head into our Tuesday. We go overnight tonight and into Tuesday. Still clear skies. The only thing is the winds will shift out of the southwest late this evening into the overnight. They'll pick up a little bit briefly overnight, gusting to about 25, and then they'll ease back, gusting to about 20 as we go through our Tuesday. But all of that gusty wind continues to bring in warmer air. So by tomorrow morning, we're starting into the upper 20s and low 30s. Still sunny, still warm, still breezy, even warmer though. By noon tomorrow, okay, noon today, low 40s, noon tomorrow, upper 40s, maybe even some low 50s. As our warming trend continues. We go through the day Tuesday looking pretty good. If you look close enough, a little hard to tell, but there are some high clouds starting to show up by about 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we're going to have mostly clear skies, but then clouds will increase overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. And we're going to spend most of Wednesday partly to mostly cloudy. But take a look at where we're starting temperatures Wednesday morning. Look at that. Now we're in the mid to upper 30s to start the day. Again, most of Wednesday partly to mostly cloudy skies. Warmer though. By noon on Wednesday, low mid 50s in many locations as we continue to warm up. And then overnight Wednesday into Thursday, here comes some shower chances, or at least some rain out there over the next few days beyond Wednesday. Right now though, 7th and Range Line, another great shot of that sunrise. It looks absolutely beautiful. It is 17. The sky's obviously clear. Thankfully, again, the winds are calm, so it does not feel any colder than what it is already. Those winds will increase through the morning. 12 in Iola. That's now tied with the cold spot, rather. Independence also at 12. Warm spot still, Bentonville at 21. The rest of us hanging out in the teens. And as we go through the morning, low 20s to start. Clear skies. Winds will begin to increase in this zone here. And eventually upper 30s by 11 a.m. We'll have another look at your forecast, plus the news you need to know here in just a moment. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to see how robots programmed with AI are helping doctors make a difference.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Seneca police are trying to identify a man involved in an armed robbery at Darla's Liquor Saturday night. The man brandished a firearm and demanded money, then he assaulted the store clerk. The suspect then fled, and attempts to locate him were not successful. Anyone with information is encouraged to reach out. Mike Wilkerson of Sarcoxie is dead following a fatal crash near a villa in Jasper County Saturday morning. The crash occurred near 116 Liberty Road about 7:30 Saturday morning. His pickup was traveling east when it struck a concrete culvert. He was not wearing a seatbelt, according to a preliminary crash report, and he was pronounced deceased at the scene. In Carthage, firefighters were alerted to a head-on crash near Baker Boulevard on West 52nd around noon Sunday. An SUV and Camaro collided at highway speeds at the crest of a hill. All three people involved in the crash sought medical care, one suffering serious injuries. Traffic was diverted along West 52nd for a little over an hour. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door again, cold to start, but a little better this afternoon. Pretty close to normal. Mid-40s, clear skies, west winds occasionally gusting to 20 miles an hour. Into the evening we go. Clear skies continue, eventually back down to about 30. Southwest winds gusting to 25. Warmer tomorrow, even warmer on Wednesday. Mid-upper 50s, getting close to what I think is not bad, 60. And then we have rain Wednesday night through Friday. We'll deal with that, but wait, we need the rain. We'll certainly take it. A little cooler Saturday, a little warmer Sunday, and more rain as we head into the next work week.
Alrighty. And coming up today at noon, we're making chocolate eclair cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings, tax season. Everyone's favorite season has begun. Ahead on CBS Mornings, Jill Schlesinger shares tips on the best way to get your return fast, plus ways to help you save time and money when you file.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll see why the current vacation trend has people swapping homes.
Plus, new dangers emerge from the California wildfires. However, that is going to wrap it up for us for now. We had so much fun doing this that I think we'll come back tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. and do it again. What do you think?
Of course.
All right, well, let's do it.
And we'll see you today at noon.